Putting mass into orbit currently requires strapping it to a giant tube of explosive chemicals, igniting it, and riding a controlled explosion into the atmosphere. This is the peak of brute force combustion. As a method for exploring the deeper cosmos, chemical propulsion is extremely limited. Even the most advanced rockets are too slow to reach neighboring star systems in a single human lifetime. Most of the fuel is consumed just lifting the rest of the propellant off the launch pad. Moving deeper into space requires an alternative to combustion. It demands a method for manipulating the physical fabric of space itself, specifically, the ability to control gravity. Mastering this specific relationship was the unresolved ambition of 20th century science. Unifying gravity with electromagnetism is the exact mathematical puzzle Albert Einstein chased right up until his death. The term anti-gravity usually summons images of Bob Lazar, the Nevada desert, and the pop culture mythology of Area 51. The extraterrestrial narrative surrounding crashed saucers functions as a highly coordinated smokescreen, engineered to obscure terrestrial breakthroughs in advanced propulsion and high-voltage physics. Long before Area 51 became a fixture of tabloid media, an American inventor named Thomas Townsend Brown began experimenting with high voltages. In the 1920s, he demonstrated a mechanical link between electrical charge and gravitational pull. The American intelligence community integrated Brown's discovery into the black budget world, while the theoretical roots of his work were obscured by a layer of UFO-themed disinformation. Brown's asymmetrical capacitor consists of two metal plates separated by a dielectric insulator. The smaller top plate takes a positive charge from a megavolt current, while the larger bottom plate becomes negative. The massive negative plate chases the positive, generating upward thrust to overcome gravity. This phenomenon is known as the Biefeld-Brown effect. It creates lift without propellers or jet turbines, experimentally connecting electromagnetism to gravity. Critics initially dismissed this thrust as ionic wind, claiming charged air molecules were simply colliding with the plates and pushing the device upward. To test this, in 1956, Brown took his equipment to the Montgolfier Aerospace Facility in Paris. He placed his asymmetrical capacitors inside a sealed vacuum chamber, removing all ambient air. If ionic wind were responsible, the device would have remained stationary. Instead, when the megavoltage was applied, the capacitors continued to produce massive, stable thrust. By producing motion in a vacuum, Brown proved that electrogravitics is a genuine physical force acting on the craft itself, independent of the surrounding air. Following the Paris experiments, Townsend Brown's research disappeared from public view and filtered into the classified divisions of aerospace contractors like Northrop Grumman. By the late 1980s, that research appeared in the sky. Engineers note the B-2 stealth bomber features a wing design highly consistent with electrogravitic principles. These analyses suggest the B-2 charges its leading wing edges to millions of volts positive, while the trailing edges are negative. The aircraft essentially surfs its own electrostatic wave, reducing aerodynamic drag and masking its radar signature. Anomalous sightings in our skies often represent human hardware operating on these classified principles, integrated into our active military fleets. In intelligence circles, the wounded prairie chicken tactic involves faking a vulnerability to draw a threat away from a valuable prize. As contractors developed this aerospace tech in the 1980s, intelligence operatives used similar tactics, encouraging stories about captured alien hardware to distract from the domestic development of electrogravitics. By saturating the culture with these narratives, the state successfully deterred academic physicists from investigating a field that had been branded as pseudoscience. When unexplainable craft are spotted moving at impossible speeds, we are likely seeing the highly evolved terrestrial legacy of Thomas Townsend Brown. Maintaining this wall of secrecy and ridicule restricts these breakthroughs to the defense sector. It ensures our civilian space efforts remain tethered to chemical combustion, ignoring an alternative propulsion mechanism validated decades ago. Investigating electrogravitics beyond the military's classified vaults could provide the technical bridge needed for more efficient transit through the solar system. By looking past the engineered narratives and stripping away the stigma, we can finally assess the full potential of the physics Townsend Brown discovered a century ago.